Hello, I'm Rowan and welcome to a series of rage baiting videos where I bluff some opinions, you spew some hate, and we move on after 2 minutes because, well, never mind. The video would be divided in three sections. The first one is why religion creates false morality, why it promotes immorality, and the third is rigidity debunks its safety. So, the first point is that religion creates false morality. Let's first understand morality. Principles concerning the distinction between right and wrong, good or bad behavior. Now, how do you define good or bad behavior? I personally don't believe in good or bad, but someone held me at gunpoint, I'd say anything that causes discomfort to anybody can be considered immoral and vice versa. An act can be moral in one's eyes and immoral in others. I'll give you an example. I was once going into a temple with a friend of mine, and there was a beggar. I gave her, I guess, 100 rupees. I don't exactly remember how much I gave her. It wasn't much by any means, but through her expression, it was obvious that it was more than she was expecting. And later, while we were returning, she also offered us the oranges that she bought with that money. It was quite sweet. Looking at it, people might say that it was a moral deed, but my friend had a different opinion about it. She said that, well, she has working hands and legs. You shouldn't help them because they choose to beg rather than earning. You should help the ones that are disabled and cannot earn, which is fair enough, to be honest. Alright? So my act became one of immorality in her perspective. I made that beggar dependent and more prone to begging than earning. So is it moral, or is it, if you think deeply about it, it is immoral? It is both. Alright? I don't believe in absolute good or bad. I didn't think much of the event as, look at me, I did such a good deed and whatnot. But if I did believe what I did was moral, okay, this is an important part, I would take it on my morality pedestal and use it as a license to do something bad. This is not a random bullshit I just created. It's called moral licensing. When you feel like you have done something good, you feel like you can leverage that act for a bad deed. Now, say religion, any religious person can agree that praying is moral. It's promoted as a deed everyone should do. It is appreciated, but it does nothing for anyone but maybe yourself. But remember, doing a good deed gives you a license for being mean, for being rude. Does something click?
Yeah, you're right. But I just want to let you guys know, because they don't teach you young kids anything about God anymore, that it's not the right.
Kind of came over here out of like nowhere, and like we have like no clue who you are.
Yeah, I know. God told me to come over to talk to you guys.
Oh.
So,
okay.
all right, girl.
And if men of God don't stand up, then our society's going to go down the drain.
Now, say religion. Any religious person can agree that praying is moral. It is promoted as a deed everyone should do. It is appreciated, but it does nothing for anyone but maybe yourself. But remember, doing a quote-unquote good deed gives you a license for being mean, for being rude. When you start labeling your personal choices as moral, when you look down on people who have different personal choices than you do, for example, people that pray most would not force it on anyone, at least I hope so, but they would not like to be someone that doesn't pray. So, by that same logic, it implies they view not praying as less moral. That creates this difference between me and them. They don't pray like I do. They aren't as moral as I am, creating a divide among me and you, us and them. This feeling of ours is what causes hate and racism, because you separate groups of people as others and some as ours. Religion doesn't say ones that don't follow your religion are just like you, because it would just debunk all the need for praying. If someone praying is just as devoted as someone not praying, then what's the point of doing it? It labels them as lost. It labels atheists and non-believers as lost, that does not know the right way, that needs correction. Sound familiar?